Harvey, your first meeting is with Carla Berman. Get there an hour early so you have time to look around and gather questions for your meeting. Follow any leads you can for the Miller report. Good luck and don't trust anyone.
Hello, Clarice.
Do you have warts? Does your friend have warts? Does anyone you know have warts? If so, you need nuclear wart head cream. For when the conventional brand just won't do. Logo appears. It's a wart zone out there. I can't believe they gave it a roll. What's that, Skippy? There's a boy stuck in the mines? Mr. Bond, we meet again. This time you won't defeat me. I'll kill you before you can escape. There's no way I'll get caught while monologuing. I make an awesome movie villain.
Luke, I am your father.
No! It's not true! It's impossible!
How do I compare thee? How do I compare thee? How do I compare thee to a summer's day?
You talking to me? Huh? You talking to me? Hey man, I'm just a girl standing in front of a guy asking her to love him. All the gin joints and all the towns. You had to make my day, punk.
I'm looking for the nuclear vessels.
Well, I don't see anyone else here, so you must be talking to me.
How do I compare thee? How do I compare thee?
Quite frankly, Chance, I don't give a damn. Which one of you is Brian? I'm Brian. No, I'm Brian. I'm Brian, and so's my wife. No, I'm Brian. I love that movie. Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a security guard. All the gin joints and all the towns. You had to make my day, punk. Do you have warts? Does your friend have warts? Does anyone you know have warts? If so, you need nuclear wart head cream. For when the conventional brand just won't do. Logo appears. It's a wart zone out there. I can't believe they gave me the roll. Quite frankly, Chance, I don't give a damn.
It's not true. It's impossible.
What's that, Skippy? There's a boy stuck in the mine? Damn it, Jim. I'm a duck. Security guard.
Well, I don't see anyone else here, so you must be talking to me.
Oh, jeez. Mr. Miller, is it? We weren't expecting you for another 20 minutes. Not a problem at all. Welcome to Bowman Carson. My name's Steve Crow. Apologies for the protesting outside. I hope it wasn't too hard to get through them. If you don't mind, can you place your briefcase down on the conveyor belt there so I can check it for you? Okay, great. I just need to check through it. Sorry about this. Oh, did you want to pick up your briefcase so that we can continue? Right, this all seems to be in order. Here's your ID badge. If you could just follow me to the security desk.
Great. Oh, there's no other land for me. Damn it, he's got that song stuck in my head.
Ah, Mr. Miller. We didn't expect you so early. Let me just print your agenda. Give me a second. Your first is... speak of the devil. Carla, this is Mr. Miller from the Turing Post. You have a meeting today, I believe.
Yes, of course. A pleasure to meet you, Mr. Miller. Is it that time already?
No. Mr. Miller is just fashionably early.
Good. For a moment I thought I was running behind. I'll be ready in my office for our meeting as scheduled. I have to run, I'm afraid, but we'll speak soon. Thank you, Dan.
Righty-o, Carla. Right, here's your agenda.
Oh, I hope they bloody like this.
Great.
Why don't you read that over and put it in your briefcase for safekeeping?
I suppose that's everything from me.
How's it going?
If you need anything further, you know where I am.
Access denied. Access denied.
That's...
What's going on?
Oh, it's stupid.
Really? I don't know what it's about. Just that it's a security risk or something?
Well, it's just being psychic.
Honestly, it's getting to be a joke.
Why? What's going on?
Basically,
Mr. Miller, why are you here? Right, Mr. Miller. Let's go.
come on. I'll sort you out. You're gonna need to know if you're gonna last around here, Steve.
Right, I've heard some alarming news. Steve tells me you've been found in a staff-only area. I cannot stress enough, Mr. Miller. The information housed in this facility is under the most strict protection. We can't have just anyone going through the public's private information now, can we? I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt this time. I appreciate you have a job to do. But so do I, Mr. Miller. So please, from now on, stick to the rules, okay? Your next appointment is with Miss Berman. I trust you know the way.
I hope you're all right, Mr. Miller.
That's gonna be something.
You're all right.
Why are you here?
I've not got time to be playing around like this.
I'm sorry, sir, but I have to take you out of here.
Mr. Miller, you're fast becoming a thorn in my side. I cannot stress this enough. Out-of-bounds areas are forbidden to the public. You must not enter these areas. With everything happening in the facility today, I don't have the time to deal with a disruptive journalist. You're on a final warning, Mr. Miller. If this happens again, you will be removed from the premises.
Mr. Miller,
Go to your meetings,
meeting with
take
Carla.
your notes, and finish your
find
report.
something to do in the meantime.
That is it, okay? Your appointment is with Miss Berman. Take the elevator to floor 2 and wait outside.
Allie.
Hello, Harvey. I'm sorry, I can't talk right now.
of water. Can you cover me?
Please swipe again. Please swipe again. Access denied.
Listen, Mr. Miller, I know this probably has nothing to do with you, but there was an alarm that went off earlier on, so if you could just make sure to stay in the allocated areas, that would be great. Don't forget your meeting with Lo.
Doors closing. Doors opening.
It's not. I'm not ready for our meeting yet, Mr. Miller. You can come back later.
What the hell's that? I've not got time to be playing around like this. You're really not supposed to be in here, sir.
Right, Mr. Miller. Let's go. Mr. Miller, why are you so insistent on being thrown out of here? Do you not enjoy your job? Or are you just not very good at it? Either way, it's not my place to pass judgment. I've informed Carla Burman that we had to remove you from the offices. She wasn't best pleased. Anyway, I have a job to do, and so do you, I believe. Your next meeting is in the Meta Center with Chance Crow, and he isn't a person you want to get on the wrong side of. So a word of advice. Just go in, do whatever research you need to do in the designated areas, and go to your meeting. Don't force me to remove you from that building, too. I'll be waiting over in the Meta Center when you're ready.
Hi, I'm home.
Because we don't want our hands tied by the law every time we have to make a decision. But we won't be long. Just remember one. The world is changing around around us. I agree. I have no idea why he's still wearing the same clothes you're wearing. I'm not going to change your mind on this, am I?
Molly, you'd better be in bed when I get up there.
Coop, will you talk some sense into your husband, please?
Well, I'm staying out of this one.
Right. On that note, I'll see myself out.
You and Carol still here for Sunday dinner?
Don't forget to pass that phone on to Sarah in the morning, okay?
Wouldn't miss it.
Well, Mr. Thank you for being so respectful of the rules in our facility. You wouldn't believe the amount of people we have to tell to leave staff-only areas. Your next meeting is with Chance Crow very soon. Feel free to take a walk. I'll be waiting for you over in the Meta Center when you're ready to begin.
Right. I know most people couldn't be here today as it's the weekend, but I just want to thank everybody who was able to make it in. I guess I should start by saying that we will not be intimidated, that we will not stand without a fight. The people who stand against us, they don't want change. In fact, they fear it, and they won't stop until we fear it too. I'd also have to say that...
Oh, not this again.
Yeah, sorry. I have a letter here from Mrs. Foster. Many of you may have known her son, who was sadly lost in the attack. She writes, "My son was many things to me, and to those who knew him best. A loving brother, a good friend, and someone to make you laugh when times were at their hardest. I do not know all of you the way my beloved son did, but I like to think that all the things I saw in him, you also saw on a daily basis. Aaron wasn't the only person to be taken in that blast, but he is the only one I can talk about with any certainty. And that is to say this. He died knowing that every one of his colleagues will not let his death have been in vain. That the family he raised will not live in a world devoid of the presence of his actions. That his deeds whilst alive will live on through all of us in his death. And that we would not falter to do justice to his memory. To the memories of all the families affected in this terrible time. I do not know all of you the way my beloved son did, but I think fondly of you all, and I cherish the kindness you've shown our family in our time of need. Kindest regards, Jennifer Foster." Now, if we could all bow our heads, we'll observe a moment of silence.
photo was taken the day before it all happened. How fragile a life can be. It can all shatter in an instant. The server room that held all the information, destroyed. If only it had been that easy. Dust was caked to every surface. It was hard to see anything. There were no obvious paths to take me to where Michael had been found. What was Michael even doing in there? He shouldn't have been. He should have come home from work, Molly to sleep, and we should have been eating a curry on the sofa with a glass of wine, for God's sake. I couldn't understand it at the time. How had it come to this? We were talking about the future. That seems so stupid now, doesn't it? There's no way I could have known. This would hopefully help me find my way a little better. was lost. James, he was round for dinner with Amy just 2 days before all this happened. James separate from in the basement. He'd cry out for help as Michael would pretend to be a tiger stalking entire floors torn into one another. Alone. The room they said Michael was found in. The silhouette server. Somehow it had survived the blast. The irony of it wasn't lost on me. The disc was lodged in the pneumatic system. I thought about Michael in his last moments, struggling to get to it. He knew that was the key to prevent the overheating. He had